Hello, YouTube.
YouTube.
I'm getting ready to press play on the GarageBand. What's your thing you're going to say, Mike?
Um,
Think
Nacho
fast.
cheese sauce.
This list sucks, this list sucks, this list really sucks. Come next year, you need not fear, this list will still be here. Hey, this list sucks, this list sucks, this list really sucks. Come next year, one thing's clear, is this list still will suck.
Merry Christmas. Welcome back.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome back to This List Sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Mike.
I'm JB, and this is our second Christmas episode.
Dude, I totally forgot how good that fucking jingle is for the
That was
Christmas
fun.
bonus shows. So good.
I love it. We're only going to use it once, maybe twice a year if we do 2 Christmas shows, but
I know.
yeah.
Or we'll just have to do Christmas in July at some point in time.
Exactly.
The problem with doing that, though, is, this is the second one that we've done. And fortunately, we found a slightly, definitely a more colorful list than what we did last year. Because last year, and we were just debating this, but we're both fairly certain that we did like a Rolling Stone list of the best Christmas songs or something like that last year. And so,
Yeah, 25 best Christmas songs.
yeah, so this year we found a slightly more, I don't know, unorthodox list of Christmas songs, and so it's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. But yeah. But before we jump in, I do want to say that it's new music to me that I discovered this week, and I definitely want to talk to you about it because I don't. Have you listened to the new Billy Strings yet?
No. And I honestly have barely listened to any Billy Strings. Just a little tiny bit, like whatever his top couple songs were on Spotify. He's never really grabbed me the way he seems to have grabbed like everybody. Like everybody's obsessed with Billy Strings, but I think it's because I say the same thing to people that like say they haven't gotten into Fish, is like, listen to the live stuff or go to a show, and I haven't done that at all, either one of those things. And that's what everybody says about Billy Strings too. I mean, he's definitely a fantastic guitar player.
Yeah,
he's a good voice.
Yeah.
Did you like his new album?
I really enjoy his voice, and yeah, that new album and I'm like 2 months late to the dance on this because apparently like his new album Renewal came out in, I think it was either late September or October. I just looked at the release date earlier just to see when it came out. But damn, the next time I go into the record shop, because I see the record all over the place, and that's kind of what prompted me to just finally kind of dive in and listen to it. But yeah, it's really good. It's bluegrass, so if you hate bluegrass, like, don't listen to it because you ain't gonna fucking like it if you don't like bluegrass. But otherwise, really good. And I wish that I was more limber, because if I was more limber, I would literally kick myself in my own ass, because he just played a show in Austin on Friday. And
oh wow.
Yeah, and I was talking with my son Mikey, because he's down here, and so I was telling him, I'm like, hey man, we can dump a bunch of food down for the cat, make sure she's got lots of water, and fucking take off. We can go see Billy Strings. And we still we ended up staying in, and we had a good time. Like, we bought like 5 different bottles of whiskey to go with the 5 bottles of whiskey that we already had laying around here, and we just sat around and drank whiskey on Friday night. But man, now that I've talked, we were a little bit short by the end of the night, but it was fine. It was fine. No, but man, now that I've listened to it, I'm fucking bummed. I'm really bummed that I didn't go into Austin and fucking check out that show, because tickets were reasonable.
Well, I think
you'll
get another chance because he's kind of touring like a mad dog right now. He's kind of a phenomenon right now. Like, people are really, really into him.
Yeah, I agree. When I just saw Pigeons playing ping pong at Woolies, and I think like 2 or 3 nights before that, he was playing up in the Twin Cities somewhere, maybe First Ave or somewhere up there.
He played in Madison as well.
Is it full? Fucking half the crowd was wearing fucking Billy String shit. You know what I mean? And again, like, no judgment. I just didn't ever take the time. But now that I have, I can definitely see the draw, and I'm sure that live it's even better.
And
So.
he does these 2 and 3 night runs just like a lot of the bands that we go and see. And he apparently gets pretty, it's not like strict bluegrass by any means during his live shows. Like he gets pretty psychedelic with it. And he like,
Really?
it's like what you call jam grass.
Jam
So
grass. Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
All right.
So
Well, I'm fucking in. I'm in.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna at some point in time I'll see him, and hopefully it'll live up to my lofty expectations, because I definitely have lofty expectations at this point.
Well, I'll go with you, and I'm hoping that it kind of sucks me in. And no fault of his. Like I said, I have barely put any effort in whatsoever. But
Yeah.
but
Hit the
obviously
record store. Yeah, hit the record store. Anything new for you? Like new music, new records, anything?
No new records really. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been to the record store in quite a little while.
You bastard.
I've been on a kick of not going, which is stupid.
No, so
buying a bunch of guitar gear.
It's
So I
funny
don't have any money
because
left over.
yeah, no, I get it. But you need that shit, right? You need that shit because you're working a lot again. But so Mikey and I fucked up by drinking whiskey and watching TV on Friday night, but we did go into Austin on Saturday, day late, fucking $1 short for Billy Strings. But we went to Waterloo Records, which is probably my favorite record store, especially in Austin. They got great new, great used selection. I mean, it's fucking huge, maybe not Amoeba Records in Berkeley huge, but big, big and good size. And I found some real gems. I found Elliott Smith from The List, and that was one that we had talked about quite a bit.
Wait, was that a snub? That was one of the snubs, wasn't it?
No, that was on The List. That one made it.
Are you sure?
I mean, yeah.
I think it was one of the snubs. I could be wrong.
I mean, it could be one of the snubs, but
fact check us.
Okay. If you're gonna fact check it. Also, and I think I may have picked up my second copy of this. But Neil Young and Crazy Horse, the first record, everyone knows This Is Nowhere. Picked that one up on vinyl, and that one was vintage. I picked up I wound up with 10 records, and I'm trying to remember what all else I scored. I found Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, which excited about that. Oh, I found Madonna's self-titled debut on record, which I'm super excited about because I love Borderline and Holiday and Lucky Star. Like all that old Madonna is just candy to me, ear candy.
Is that one of the ones that we're expecting to appear on the big list?
Because
we're expecting at least one more Madonna, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I would expect Like a Virgin. I don't think we're gonna get her debut though. Her debut would surprise me. Like a Virgin will surprise me if it's not on there. And I know that we're expecting it, but something I want to say that at some point in time, we got a spoiler from, maybe it was from Heather, from my sister, or something like that we're out of Madonna.
Oh,
maybe.
Well, that would surprise me too if Like a Virgin wasn't on there. But
yeah.
Just quick side note: Elliott Smith was indeed a snub. So that
motherfucker! Are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah, it was. We did the self-titled record as a snub, and I'm pretty sure that he's fully snubbed category.
Well, he definitely has to be fully snubbed. So that must have come to us from Lee Stamper. Lee Stamper must have told us to do that as one of our snub episodes.
And I think it was on that Reddit list that we had found initially of the snubs.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Well, either way, listen, I'm super happy that I found it on vinyl because when I saw it, I was like, fuck, hot damn. Instantly.
I remember digging that record a lot. So
yeah, exactly. And then hell, I don't even remember. I don't even remember what else I got, but I remember by the time that I got over to the used bin, like the new arrived used, I was just like, Jesus, I gotta get this. I gotta get this.
I gotta get this one.
Yeah. I wound up walking out of there with 10 records, but I only spent $200, which feels like a bargain.
That does feel like a bargain, especially considering you got some new ones.
Yeah. And a handful of the new ones were like $30. Oh, King Giz. I got an official bootleg of King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard from 2019.
Like a live show?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking rad, dude. It's
That is
really
awesome.
good. It was on the tour that they did after Infest the Rat's Nest. And so a lot of it is like that ode to thrash that they were doing on Infest the Rat's Nest.
I
But
love that Infest the Rat's Nest record. And like those are two of the records that I tell people to listen to whenever they get into where they're first curious about King Gizzard is Fishing for Fishies and then
yes,
Infest the Rat's Nest, because those were back to back and those could not be any more wildly different. Like what a crazy juxtaposition that is, releasing that, you know, basically like jam band, psychedelic rock, Fishing for Fishies, and then straight up Megadeth.
yeah,
with
like
Infest-
Slayer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like ode to like Slayer and early Megadeth and everything. And so, all right, I'll bring this record home so that way you can borrow and listen to it, because
I would love that.
you get this juxtaposition at this show, because they go from like Plan B off of Infest the Rat's Nest right into Plastic Boogie from Fishing for Fishies. And
I love that.
it's fucking wild, man. It's really, really wild. But
The
yeah,
Planet B song is so good. There's no Planet B.
that's
Yeah,
right.
I love that shit.
It's a gem though, like super gem. So
Well, I'm
yeah.
excited to hear it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good day.
Yeah.
Good day at the record store though, and yeah, now I gotta go out and find. Well, not find. It's not difficult to find, but I'm definitely going out and pick up Renewal from Billy Strings. Worth
Nice.
it.
Good.
And I highly recommend that you give it a spin. You know, the next time that you're tootling around, because you'll dig it. You'll dig it a
Cool.
lot.
I am a couple of weeks behind, but I did, in terms of new music, I did listen to the new Adele.
What'd you think about that?
I loved it. And I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, that's like probably the most dedicated listen I've ever done to any of the Adele records. And it was
Mhm.
great. So now maybe I'll go back and, well, I know we listened to, because we did the one when we compared it to Back to Black.
Was it? God damn it. Now, like, I can't even remember what we did. Well, who did we? Oh, Ani DeFranco's who we did against Fetch the Bolt Cutters. And then we did
Adele
another.
versus
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And I think we listened to 21, because we did the
Yes.
record with Rolling in the Deep and Somebody Like You. And yeah. And yeah, you should absolutely go back and dig a little bit deeper into that record. That's a fucking phenomenal record, man.
Yeah, and the new one's great too. 30, fantastic.
I agree. And I'm trying to remember the name of it. The third track on there, the one where she cuts in like that audio of her talking with her son.
Yeah, that was really well done. Sometimes that kind of shit can be cringy, but it was not.
Man, that's like heartstring shit to me. You know what I mean? Like the things that she's saying is just like, it's so beautiful. And like when you juxtapose it with what she's singing about, it's a gem. It's a really
That
fucking
song
good
is
song.
My Little Love.
Yeah, man,
That was a nice song.
It's unbelievable. And you said it exactly right, you know, because if you try to do too much of that kind of mixing, just kind of raw audio with highly polished music, yeah, sometimes it can just come off like really cheesy and fucked up. But man, it does not. At least it didn't for me.
Yeah, no, it didn't for me either at all. So yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
Awesome. Well, if nobody out there, if nobody out there has dug into that, yeah, you really need to, because that new Adele record it's special. She's a good one.
Very good. Yep, I agree. Should we let the folks know what we're doing for Christmas this year?
I think we should. We got a present for you.
We do. We have a nice gift. Well, maybe. Maybe the present is us telling you not to listen to these songs.
So this year, in preparation for the Christmas list, I found a list, and this is a new list. It was published on October 29th of this year by Esquire magazine. And so this year, what we're going to talk about are, according to Esquire magazine, the 20 shittiest Christmas songs ever recorded. And the byline on that, I mean, the byline is by Luke O'Neill, but the subtext underneath that title is a holiday countdown of hot garbage.
Red stinking hot garbage.
That's exactly right. And I don't think he's wrong. Interestingly enough, though, as I was reading through kind of the rest of this description leading up to here, it's fascinating because the very last thing he says before he jumps into the list is he says, editor's note, in a testament to the incredibly polarizing nature of Christmas music as a genre, some of the songs below also appear on our list of the best Christmas songs of all time. And so as we're going through the list, like I put little stars next to those, and so I'll point those out as well because I mean, listen,
You know the ones. Okay, I was gonna say we should guess which ones, but if you know,
well,
I'll
I
just
know,
guess, and you can
but
tell
you
me
can
if I'm
guess.
right.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
right. So if we get to one that you think, and I can't remember, did I tell you how many appear on both lists?
You did not tell me.
Do you want to know, or do you just want to guess your way through this?
I just want to guess my way through it.
Well, I kind of want to tell you that way you're not just, well, no, fuck it. You can guess your way through. And then at the end, I'll give you the
Can
total.
you just tell me, is it less than 5?
It is less than 5.
Okay.
And
Good.
now I'm just going to tell you, it's 4. Listen, 4 of these songs appear on both of their lists.
I already know what they are.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then star the ones that you know appear on both of these lists, and I think that you're going to get 3 out of 4. Personally, I think
There's
you're going to
3
get
that are
3 out of the 4.
extremely obvious.
Yeah, but if you get the 4th one, I'll be pretty fucking impressed if you can get the 4th one.
Well, I have a feeling I might know what it is, even though I don't want it to be it. But we'll see.
Wow. All right. Well, this will be fun.
Maybe based on your reaction, I was feeling the waters there.
You fucking cheater. All right. Well, let's start this off. And luckily Esquire was nice enough to do the same thing that Rolling Stone does for us, and that's that they gave us quirky little descriptions of all these. So JB, we'll just swap this back and forth. So I'll start off at number 20. The first entry on this list of terrible fucking music is Pentatonix, the song title, That's Christmas to Me. Esquire says, it takes a lot of work to sing harmonies this tight, but when the results sound like the frolicking band of cyborg carolers going door to door in the uncanny valley, it sort of defeats the purpose. This song by Pentatonix, an a cappella group made up of Gap mannequins that come to life when the mall closes at night, has almost 18 million views on YouTube, which, judging by their lofty standards, is a disastrous failure. But considering it's the only original tune on their second album full of Christmas songs, it gets the nod here. JB, what'd you think about the old That's Christmas to Me?
I guess they should have not recorded any original tunes for their Christmas album. I think this is too low on the list. This is fucking terrible. I mean, there's really no redeeming quality to any section of this entire song, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, before I read this, I kind of wrote down the robotic comment. Like the harmonies are undoubtedly good. I mean, they're good singers,
Yeah.
but it's so tight that it comes across robotic, and it sounds like auto-tune, even though I'm pretty sure it's probably definitely not,
What did you think about the dude that sings bass?
The guy that took the verse like maybe 2/3 of the way in.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he was singing a solo. Like there was really nothing special about that entire section. I mean, he was fine. I didn't hate him.
Well, the crazy part was throughout the rest of the song, to me, like his voice is so ridiculously low that like the comment that I made is he sounded like a MIDI backing track. Is what he sounded like. You know what I mean?
It almost sounded like there was some kind of synthesizer patch going on, but it wasn't. It's all vocals because it's an a cappella group.
That's exactly right. And his voice is just so remarkably low that it sounded like a bass synth. It's what it sounded like. And that's really what I thought was happening, because I was like, wait a minute, like that can't really be somebody's voice. But then he busts out that solo where he's all like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, all right, I guess that is that dude's voice. Oh well.
And just the song, I mean, I didn't even just like the song, the main hook on it, not a fan of it. And I mean, it's just kind of a cheesy, shitty pop song. It's not even really Christmassy melodies. Like there's a certain, it's hard to put into words, but you can kind of hear when the main melody of a song is like Christmassy,
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. And at the end of the day, I mean, I would also like to say that this is too low on the list, but I'm going to be super real with you. I don't know, because the rest of this really fucking sucks. Like, it's really not good.
Yeah. I
Oh,
agree.
God.
I agree with you. Just out of curiosity, were any of these? Do you have like stars, like our traditional starring system, on any of these at all?
What? No.
I
Did
have a
you?
star next to one. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck
I have a
off.
star next to the next one.
No, you don't. This is
I kind of liked it. I
God damn
kind of
it.
liked it a little bit.
Okay, well then let's talk.
Dive into
Listen,
it.
yeah, read the description first because I
I
can't
know.
wait for this fucking lead in for you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna read it. John Denver. This is number 19, by the way. John Denver. Please, Daddy, don't get drunk on Christmas. Nothing says holiday cheer like a child pleading with his emotionally abusive alcoholic father not to get shit-faced and pass out under the tree again. While that's certainly fertile and appropriate territory for a country song the rest of the year, the contrast between the subject matter and the jaunty holiday arrangement here is enough to drive you to the bottle. And yeah, I mean, I made some comments about like silly lyrics, but also pretty sad. And it's fun if you don't think about the reality of it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not fun. Like it's literally him singing about his dad, and he doesn't want his dad
It's
to get
silly.
fucked up.
It's a little tiny bit silly.
I will say this: there's great pedal steel on there. Like I loved the pedal steel playing on that song. You know,
There
because
is.
it's John Denver.
And I found myself singing along to the chorus.
Fuck you.
Please, Daddy, don't get drunk on Christmas. I mean, by like the second half of my first listen,
You son
you
of
know,
a bitch.
and there's a nice mandolin. I mean, it's the only one on this list that I mean, not that I hated every other song on the list that like endlessly, but I did put a star on this one.
Wow.
And a good star. Some of them I put negative stars on. This is a positive star.
I mean, listen, I applaud you for finding, I would call this deep value, right? Like you found deep fucking value on the list of shitty Christmas songs. That's
Deep
amazing.
value.
Yeah, deep fucking value. Well
Pretty
done,
deep in
dude.
the list. Yeah.
I didn't like it. I mean, again, like there were some nice parts to the song, but at the end of the day, I totally agree with everything that Esquire said. Like it's a Christmas song only because it has the word Christmas in it. It's the same way that this is a Christmas song, like Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And
Yeah.
I absolutely believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Trading Places, Christmas movie. That's what type of Christmas song this is, only it's just fucking horrifyingly depressing. Like,
Yeah.
horrifically
I mean, it's definitely not depressing.
All right. Next.
Okay. Yep, let's do it. You go for it. 18.
Now, just to be clear, neither of these two songs you believe appear on the other list, correct?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, just whenever we get to one, you just let me know. Okay.
I will let you know. I would be shocked if this song was on the other list.
All right. Well, number 18 is Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi performing Backdoor Santa. And yes, it's what you think it is. Esquire says, like Springsteen, Santa Claus is coming to town. This is another in the long line of lunch pail rockers putting on the hard hat and punching the clock at the Christmas Rock Factory tradition. A cover of Clarence Carter's 1968 recording, it also fits squarely into the horny for Christmas canon. Aside from the truly dreadful riff that sounds like someone spilled eggnog on the Trans-Siberian Orchestra keyboard, it has very little to do thematically or lyrically with Christmas.
And quick side note, does it have to be the same version? Like could this song be on the list but a different version, like a different artist doing it?
Absolutely.
You're saying the same artist.
Same artist, same song appears.
Okay, there's no way this one's on that list.
Fair. It is not.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean that's description pretty much summed it up. This is super cheeseball. Honestly, I will say, admittedly, I kind of like the horns. You know.
Yes. Okay. I made the exact same note, right? But this is full on just 80s shitty glam rock. Like
Yeah.
as soon as the guitar comes on, you're just like, fuck. Or
And
at
then the
least that's
lyrics
what I
make it even
do.
worse. Yep. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I got to
because
endure 3 minutes of this shit.
yeah, and it's funny because before I started listening to the song, I literally thought to myself, did John Bon Jovi really write a song about somebody like doing anal with Santa? Like, is that what this is? Like, is this like a Santa sodomy song? Spoiler alert, it's not. It's just about a house that doesn't have a fucking chimney. So Santa Claus has to come through the back door. But
Yeah.
terrible connotations all around. And I mean, I guess I'm just a fucking disgusting pervert for thinking that, but I
No,
mean, that's
exactly
literally
I
what I thought
too.
about. Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. Now, aren't there some references
Sodomizing
to like
Santa
Santa like
Christmas
sneaking in
songs.
the back door while the men are out of the house and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there are some nearly overt sexual references going on, although not straight up anal sex references, other than the title.
Other
Which
than
is
other than the title, which is a blatant reference to anal sex. But at any rate, yeah, this is really terrible. And the rendition that Esquire put up on there was a live version of this song, which I was a little bit surprised by. But you know, like you said, if there's any redeeming qualities, I did like the horns too. Like I'm a sucker for horns, you know, and so
Yeah.
when they blared up, I was like, all right, that's cool. That's a nice little touch. But fuck,
exactly.
that chorus is just fucking terrible.
It's bad. And I mean, overall, it's just a shitty 12-bar blues too.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Only it's Richie Sambora with Richie Sambora's like extremely signature distorted guitar tone that was rampant throughout like the first 3 Bon Jovi records. And
With way too much digital delay.
yes, like a ton too much. The synthesizer is in the house. It's all there, you know. So if you like
Everything you want.
yeah, if you want terrible 80s glam rock Christmas song, fucking dial it up. Backdoor Santa's your backdoor man. So
that's right. Okay, moving on.
Yes, because I can't wait to go into this one.
Oh, geez. So number 17 on the list is Christina Aguilera's version of "Oh Holy Night." Oh, holy God. This is so fucking terrible. Like, I think I texted you about this one actually. Like, this was when I was listening to this, I almost had a hard time. The way it starts off right away, she is just doing an inordinate amount of this terrible vocal riffing that almost, like, I thought it felt like a Saturday Night Live sketch or something like that. You know, like making fun of that activity because it was just utterly tasteless.
It's
right
every word. It's every word.
Yeah, every single word.
Every fucking word. She is literally putting on the most obnoxious vocal affectations that you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And it's fucking bad, dude.
And then just when you think it can't get any worse, there's a cheesy bridge where she recites like the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. And then at the end, it like totally changes feels to the cringiest like gospel outro I've ever heard. I mean, what the fuck was anybody involved with this thinking?
I have no clue, but okay, just like we gave a shout out to the horns on Backdoor Man Santa Claus, the Wurlitzer on this is fucking priceless. Like, I'm a huge fan of a Wurlitzer, and there is some choice Wurlitzer in this song. But outside of that,
I mean, I dig Wurlitzer too, but it was everything else was distracting.
Yeah.
Way too distracting.
Yes, absolutely. I do want to read I do want to read the description because it pretty much nails it.
Oh, I forgot to read that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead and read it because it pretty much says everything that we just said, but he does it with it's great language. So read that.
Yeah. Okay. You know that one house on the block covered every inch from foundation to chimney in garish glowing lights with animatronic Santas and reindeers running up the roof and a nativity scene to boot? This is less subtle than that. Yep.
I mean, he fucking nailed it. He absolutely nailed it because, again, it's almost undescribable if you haven't heard it. And from that standpoint, I'm not telling you to listen to the whole thing. Just listen to listen to the very first part of it. If you get to the Lord's Prayer, you've gone too far, and just listen to like the first 20 words that she sings, and then imagine every other word in this song the exact same way.
Oh my God. Yeah. I will never listen to this again. If I have a say in it.
Yes, I will not either. I will not either. Okay. Number 16. And this could absolutely go the exact same way. Maroon 5 does their cover of John Lennon's Happy Christmas, War is Over. Esquire says, despite what other lesser, worse Christmas songs ever listicles might tell you, the John Lennon original is unassailable. But as this may come as a shock to many of you, Adam Levine and company managed to derail Lennon's composition here with a plodding arrangement and a falsetto warble that drains the song of any remnants of soul or poignancy. Yeah, this is not good. It's not good at all.
So I'm going to be honest. I didn't really think this was that bad, you know, and not that I'm like ever going to seek this out by any means. But I mean, it's just kind of a fairly faithful interpretation. Like, I don't feel like they do anything crazy off the walls or try to change anything too much. Like, definitely too much falsetto, like they pointed out from Adam Levine, and just that it's just like, I don't really know that we needed this, you know. But
yes,
no part of it was I like, oh God, this is the worst. I mean, did you feel that way throughout it at all?
No, but the description that he had of plotting, yeah. And because it had kind of just that rote. I mean, okay, so the way that I see this is they almost tried to create arrangement that drew no attention to anybody so that Adam Levine could do like his best rendition of what he wants this song to sound like.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense?
Yes.
And in doing that, and you know, Esquire said it, and I'm just going to echo it. It sucked the life out of it for me, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't have the same spirit of the original for sure. But
no,
I mean, I'm just glad they didn't try to like do anything too off the walls or change it too much in any way. And also, I'm glad that they had a little restraint at the end and they didn't try to do some kind of long, drawn out version of the outro chant. They basically just did it once and then they ended it. You know?
Yeah. And if there's props to be given, to me, that's the best prop to give, you know, because that's an easy thing to just fucking draw out and string along for 45 seconds when you absolutely don't have to.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, do I like it? No, but it wasn't as bad as I expected. I'll say that.
Me too. Like, I fully expected that I was going to hear auto-tune at some point in time, just because it was Maroon 5. So the fact that we didn't get auto-tune was good. But at the same time, you know, I think that Adam hung out with Christina a bit too much on the voice, and there was a little bit of that shit going on. So
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's pretty faithful rendition. And with that being said, yeah, let's talk about this next fucking turd.
Oh, geez. Okay. So the next song is Duck the Halls, which I think is a Duck Dynasty Christmas special. Is that what that is?
Oh, yeah. That's the Robertson family from Duck Dynasty.
Thought so. Yeah. And the song is Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy. And then I love the description. The description is one sentence and it just says, "We had a good run, culturally speaking." That's all that needs said. You know, really, we could just move on right there.
I mean, in all seriousness, I'm shocked that this is only number 15.
Yeah. I mean, and there are songs on this list that are way better than this song.
Yeah, way better. Now I don't want this to be number one because, in my opinion, they came awfully damn close to nailing number one. They came really, really close. They didn't nail it in my book, but they came really close. This thing should easily be top 5 because it's literally people that have no business singing. Literally just like the cruelest, most disgusting money grab of all time because they were, they were all sitting around like fucking quacking on their duck calls and they were clearly at some point just being like, man, we should make a Christmas album.
Yeah.
I
guess like, the only redeeming quality to this at all is the fact that they just made it for a certain group of people, which is the dumbasses that watch Duck Dynasty.
Yeah. I would love to know how many of these records they sold, but yeah, I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, fucking terrible.
Did you check out any of the other tunes from the record?
No, I did not. I just I stuck with this one and then I called it good. How about you? Did you?
You didn't add it to digital?
I didn't. No. Although if I find it on vinyl, I might pick it up just to own it.
Yeah, if I pick it up in the bargain rack,
The By Felicia.
No, I did not. Yeah, I assume that's where it would be. I did not listen to any other tunes from this. I had a hard time getting through this twice, which I did listen to it twice. There was some okay pedal steel playing on it.
Yeah,
it was buried.
I could not get over any of the voices, and especially the little kid.
The kid's voice was terrible. Yeah.
Jesus God. And I actually thought at one point, like when the kid first started going, I was like, oh, okay, like the kid will be the bright spot. That's why they threw him onto the song. And the kid wasn't the bright spot. No, he was bad. Fucking terrible.
Awful.
All right. Speaking of awful, number 14. The band is New Song. And the song is The Christmas Shoes. Esquire says, New Song isn't just the Christian rock band's name. It's also something they probably want to put on their to-do schedule.
Yep.
This one is another maudlin, manipulative cheerjerker about a young boy who's watching his mother on her deathbed. He wants to buy his mama a new pair of shoes for her when she, quote, meets Jesus tonight, end quote. And he just wants her to look her best. Actually, I think it's getting a little dusty in here. This is the most loving thing I've ever heard. I take it all back. Jesus Christ.
Well, this is not a New Song original. This is just like their version of this.
Okay, so who originally sang this?
I don't know, but this is an old story, right? I mean, I feel like I remember hearing this in song form when I was growing up, The Christmas Shoes.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to look it up because I'm 99% sure.
Listen, I'm not going to doubt you. I definitely never heard The Christmas Shoes when I was growing up listening to Christmas songs and singing Christmas carols. I mean, again, they kind of nailed it, right? Like it's basically, a would-be sad tale trying to, basically just trying to kind of tug at your heartstrings. And I mean, it is sad. The video that goes along with this song is quite horrific. Just really kind of silly and not well done, in my opinion, at all.
I spared myself that video.
I didn't spare myself any of these videos. And some of these videos were real gems. Gems.
Wow. Well, for some reason, I was under the impression that this was like an old song. I feel like I remember this being like an integral part of the Christmas sermon one of the years when I went to church. And I'm not even kidding. I'm 100% sure that it was. So they must have just ripped it off of the new song album.
That's what I was going to say. Like maybe the church that you were going to, like maybe the musical director was just way into New Song. And they were like, bro, did you hear that new song?
He just got off New Song tour. And he's like, oh, I'm finally back from tour, bros. I got an idea for the Christmas sermon.
The New Song tour.
Well, my life is a lie.
When you first go to your first New Song show, they're like, bro, welcome to the sermon.
Welcome to the sermon, bro. I love it.
What did you think? I mean, was there anything redeeming in here for you?
I mean, it's kind of a touching story, I guess. The kids, it's just kind of sad and depressing, though. I mean, the kid's mother is dying of some sort of illness. They don't really specify what it is, and he just wants her to get the nice shoes that she desires on Christmas Eve, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
but it's so this version, and I've definitely heard other versions, so they must be covered, semi frequently. But I mean, the guy's vocals are really, really bad in this, in my opinion. So it's pretty distracting from any emotional, havoc that it may be wreaking on you.
Yeah. I also just have like a fundamental issue with the fact that this little boy wants his mama to have nice shoes on for when she meets Jesus. And I'm thinking to myself, so have I just misunderstood this notion that we can't take anything from the material world into the afterlife? And maybe I'm just misunderstanding that wildly. And
yeah, dude, you are. You
you
didn't know. You can bring whatever you want. That's the thing. Anything you want.
Fuck. Damn it.
Better start amassing.
I know. I better start. I mean, at least I'll have all my records, I guess. I mean, I better fucking buy even more records.
Yeah. But I mean, also, like, what would probably be better for the mom is if he was with her rather than fucking off at some store on Christmas Eve when she's about to die, trying to buy some fucking shoes. Maybe instead go be by her side.
Priorities. I mean, maybe dad should talk with Junior about some priorities when mom is getting ready to die. And this is horrifically insensitive of us, but this is not a good song. So whatever.
Bad.
Just deal with it.
Let's move on.
Joel Gray. Yeah. What do you got for us?
Joel Gray coming in at number 13 with I'm going to put some glue around the Christmas tree so Santa Claus will stick around all year. This is a song about a budding serial killer and torturer devising an elaborate saw-like trap for Santa Claus, who he plans to hold captive for the entire year. Creepy enough before you get to the fact that Gray was a grown man singing in the voice of a little boy by the time he recorded this one. I kind of like this one a little bit.
Did you really?
It didn't get a star from me, but first of all, I thought it was a woman the first time I listened to it before I read the description. It sounds like a woman. It doesn't sound like a little boy to me at all.
I mean, yeah, like you're talking about a super, super high pitched voice. I don't disagree with you. I never thought that it was a woman. I just thought that it was a dude trying to be really, just kind of creepy. I mean, he wasn't intentionally trying to be creepy. It was supposed to be cute, right? Like the whole thing is supposed to be cute.
It's supposed to be cute, and the description is exaggerated with the whole saw. Like it's not really elaborate. He's just pouring some glue on the ground, But I mean, I kind of dig the vintage feel of it. It feels like it's like a 30s, 40s type song, kind of that lo-fi and those kind of like jazzy, swingy vocals.
Yeah. I thought I had a pretty good idea. I mean, clearly this kid has a lot of glue, and if he just wants to be able to like see Santa Claus all year, he could just sniff it.
Yeah, he'll see him all year long. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah, just get yourself a paper bag, take some nice deep breaths about every 3 to 5 minutes, and I guarantee you might fucking see more than Santa Claus for the year round. Exactly. If he's got that much glue. So no.
And any kids listening to the show, make sure you take advice from Uncle Mike here.
Yeah, it's too creepy. It is too creepy for me whenever you kind of like really think about those lyrics. It's supposed to be cute, it's supposed to be clever, but it's not. It's just not good.
I thought it was catchy. I'm going to be honest. And actually, now that I look closer, I did put a star next to it. So this is I have 2-star songs. I even wrote this one is fun, and I'm glad I listened. Is what I wrote.
Wow.
It was a nice little. I'll keep him on something in the 4th of July. That was really, really catchy.
I mean, it wasn't unpleasant. It wasn't unpleasant, but again, I didn't star any of these things, right? Like, I did not star any of these things.
Yeah.
And I really did not star the next one. I can't
Okay.
wait to hear what you have to say about number 12 because it's Iggy Pop singing the classic White Christmas. Esquire says, in theory, this is supposed to coast by on the irony of a guy like Iggy Pop singing a delightful Christmas classic, but it's such a half-baked slapdash arrangement with Pop seeming like he recorded his vocals from inside of a stocking that it instead comes across as macabre and not in a good way.
Yeah, I agree with that description. Like what he said at the very beginning, which it just pretty much attempts to coast off the irony of what it is, and it doesn't work at all. I mean, this is a beautiful Christmas song. First of all, it's one of my favorite Christmas songs.
I totally agree. I love White Christmas. I mean, I love White Christmas, and Bing Crosby in particular. Like his version of White Christmas is just spectacular. But I mean, I wrote, "Fuck me. This is horrific on every level. Why did this happen? This sounds like Christmas is dying."
Yeah, it does. I mean, he just sings in this low, drony, kind of like the National, but then not nearly as good. You know what I mean, though? similar style, and this just kind of monotone, low drone voice the whole time, which is not even like how Iggy Pop usually sings. At least I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of his later stuff, so I don't know how he does. But I mean, we both like Iggy Pop. Like we like early stuff.
I love the Stooges. Fucking love the Stooges, you know, and this is just honestly, it really comes across as if when Iggy Pop was asked to do this, I feel like he said no. And then they're like, Iggy, come on. And he was like, fuck you, I'm not doing it. And then they said, you know, what if we paid you $1 million? And he goes, all right, but I get to pick the song and I get to do it my way. And he literally just did this as a middle finger to whoever was giving him $1 million to fucking record this. That's what it seemed like to me.
I mean, that has to be it.
Yeah. Don't listen to it. Whatever you do, don't listen to this because it is not good at all. But listen to Bing Crosby because you'll smile.
Listen to White Christmas, just not this version.
Yeah. It'll feel
just
like
while we're here, a little check-in. I don't believe any of them thus far would be starred for the other list. Am I correct?
You are correct thus far. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Speaking of don't listen to them, don't listen to this next song, Spare Yourself. So number 11 is Set It Off is the band. And the song is This Christmas, I'll Burn It to the Ground. This comes from one of those ubiquitous punk goes ... albums in which the contemporary pop punk, emo, and metal bands are tasked with stunt covers. But surprisingly, the bulk of the album is pretty good. This one, on the other hand, is a cavalcade of raving carnival barker theatrical horrorcore that somehow comes off as both a parody of the scene and the idea of Christmas itself.
Yeah.
Did you love this one, Mike?
Yeah. I loved it as soon as it was over. I mean, I was so happy that it was over. Really, really bad. This is like, I mean, and it's weird because it sounds a lot like My Chemical Romance, you know, like that. It's kind of that same genre, like emo pop punky type of stuff. But good fucking God. I mean, it's terrible. It starts off kind of like a normal Christmas sound, but then it goes into this weird, you know, kind of emo punk.
It starts with a normal Christmas melody and then it like detunes into a minor situation.
Yeah.
And then they start. And yeah, I mean, you should basically what I wrote, this is so endlessly, terribly fucking awful.
Yep.
And I wrote these My Chemical Romance / Panic at the Disco / Hollywood Undead rejects should never make another song.
Yeah.
It was just so angsty, but in the worst possible way. I wrote, honestly, this is sad. These people probably have no friends.
The last sentence that I wrote is, I'm sure that there's an audience for this, but it's not me at all.
God.
Yeah, that's the honest to God's truth. It's
honestly, this is the one. This one and the Christina Aguilera one are the worst so far for me.
Oh, fuck no. Duck the Halls. Duck the Halls is unequivocally the worst for me so far. And honestly, I would probably put Iggy Pop next because I love White Christmas so much, and I would give anything to never have to hear that again. What Iggy Pop does to White Christmas. So, all right, now we're moving on to the real meat and potatoes. And for the record, we still have 4 songs that also appear on the best Christmas songs ever list. So, coming in at number 10. Bruce Springsteen's version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Esquire says, since it was written back in the 30s, this classic has been recorded by everyone from Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra to Miley Cyrus. But it's the sweaty dad ripping a hole in the ass pocket of his Levi groaner that's somehow become ubiquitous in recent years. Some artists have the ability to lose themselves in a cover, elevating the original to heretofore unheard heights, while others like Springsteen managed to make everything they ever do sound like the same hokey bar band shtick over and over again forever. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, this is the guess that I'm least sure about, and I think I'm actually wrong. But is this one on the list?
Ding, 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 dude! Correct. This is one of the 4 that appears on the best of list.
Okay,
man, and now you're feeling confident on the rest of the way, huh?
I feel like I have confidence on the rest.
All right, listen, I like that confidence. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you think about this?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Like it's like I liked the dad jeans comment that they made. It's pretty lame. It's just like I just don't understand why they needed to do this, and like with the cheesy. I mean, I think there was a live version on there, wasn't it?
Ho ho ho.
Yeah, right. And it's just like, does anybody at the show like enjoy this crowd banner he was doing at the beginning? Like, I can't believe that any of them did enjoy that at all. Some decent instrumentation.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The sax, dude. The sax solo. Like, that sax player for the E Street Band is fucking money, dude. And he's really good in this. He smashes it.
The bass player was playing kind of a cool walking bass line. They got a little busier as the song went. Piano was nice, but otherwise, to me, it was just uninspired cookie version of the song, and just unnecessary.
The part that kills me about this is if you listen to it, because I feel like when you watch the video that Esquire has linked up there on YouTube, there has to be at least just 2 minutes of like crowd banter where the boss is like reaching down and like pulling fucking Santa hats and shit out of the crowd, and then he's like putting them on bandmates and everything. But the wildest part about this to me was that at the end of the song, this concert had to have been somewhere in France, because he starts speaking French to the crowd, and like there's 2 different things that he utters in French. And I think the first one, I think he says merci or something, to say thank you to their applause. But then he utters another French phrase after that. And that's weird to me that you're going to sing kind of like this super traditional, like American Christmas classic song to a French audience. Like, I can't imagine how they would be super into it.
You think it was in New Orleans or something?
I never thought about that. It could be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You should.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you should go back and listen to it too, because you took French, and I think that like just listening to what he was saying and how he was trying to say it, I don't get the sense that this was a NOLA crowd. You know what I mean? Because I think he was trying to be like really proper in how he was speaking French to this crowd. So, and it might even say in the description of the video, like if you go all the way out to YouTube, it might give a better description of where he was at or whatnot. But either way, this is also considered one of the 65 best Christmas songs of all time.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Hold
Don't
on.
disagree.
I'm finding out right now, actually.
Oh, are you Google testing this?
In New York. It was in New York.
Seriously?
I don't know why you speak French. Yeah, it says it was at CW Post College in Brookville, New York.
Well, and maybe I'm on crack. I don't think I'm on crack though. Like,
I bet you're not. Yeah.
After the show, go back and listen. Like, just definitely fast forward all the way to the end of the video, and I'm pretty sure that he starts speaking French. I don't know why, but at any rate,
I feel like I remember that too. But I will go back and listen.
Yeah. At any rate, fuck off. Like, keep it, because I don't need it. And I don't know that it would appear on my best of list. So
Yeah, it would not for me. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Number 9, we have Baby It's Cold Outside, the version by She and Him.
Mm-hmm.
In our current era of wokeness, this is, in all likelihood, the most problematic Christmas song ever. Nothing sets the Christmas mood quite so readily as a protracted date rape in action. And yet, somehow, we're still treated to a new recording of the song nearly every year. There are many to choose from, but you won't do much worse than She and Him, which inverts the gender dynamics for the sake of being playful, which, completely undermines the point of inverting the gender dynamics. Yeah, I mean, I get that perspective.
Yeah, I do
But
too.
I like Zooey Deschanel's voice.
I really like Zoe Deschanel's voice too. I love that she gets to sing this in Elf, and that's like one of my favorite scenes of that movie.
Yeah.
Only because like she assumes that Will Ferrell is a creepy rapist and she's singing a song about like a weird date rapey type scenario. And I never noticed this until I was listening to it today, but there's even a line in this song about how I put something in your drink. Did you notice that?
Yeah. And I didn't notice it until like last year, maybe 2 years ago, whenever it was there was the whole upheaval about it, and it got canceled. The song, and there were people pointing out all the problematic lyrics, and that is probably the most problematic line is the fact that he is essentially putting a roofie in her drink.
Yeah, and singing about it, like, hey, don't worry, just hang out. I really got to go. No, don't worry about it. I put something in your drink. You're not going anywhere.
You're going nowhere. You're staying right here.
That's exactly. Go to my rape dungeon. Yeah, it's terrible. But I'm with you. And generally speaking, like I like how She and Him. I like the way that their voices play together. Like I do find it pleasing, but ultimately, and I'm not much one for cancel culture. Like I don't necessarily enjoy people getting canceled, but this song is fucking hugely problematic.
It is, but I could be totally wrong here, but I think if you take out a few choice lines in this song, it is a lot more acceptable. Mainly the one about the whole roofie thing. There's some others that definitely cross the line, but you could turn it a lot less rapey if it was just more like, oh, come on, stay and hang out and with me. We've already been hanging out all night and it's really cold out there. Like that's not that crossing the line, in my opinion. So if you take out the lines that cross the line, this could be a lot better, but as it stands, definitely probably unacceptable.
Yeah. And realistically, I'm kind of with you. I would like to see an artist take that song because I love the melody of the song. I like the way that it allows. Yeah, and I like the way that it allows two artists to like, especially like a female and male vocalists. It allows them to interplay together in a really fun way with a fun melody. So let's just figure out a way to make it less rapey and yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah. And I'm sure the counter argument to that is going to be that was still the intent of the song, but write it with a new intent, take the same melody, write new lyrics.
Yeah. Especially with that melody, because that is it's just such a fun, playful melody. So, okay. More problematic. Really, I mean, seriously problematic lines coming in at number 8, which is a song by Tiny Tim entitled Santa Claus Has Got the AIDS. Esquire says, okay, wait, maybe the only less appropriate subject matter for a Christmas song than date rape is Santa Claus getting AIDS. That's the premise of this truly bizarre number from Tiny Tim. Recorded in 1980, the track from the 70s TV staple and ukulele weirdo wasn't released until almost a decade later, where it has haunted the dreams of everyone who's heard it since. And that pretty much nails it.
And I mean, you can tell why they didn't release it because I mean, there's especially at that time in the early 80s, like why would you even think to record a song like this, And there's nothing good about this. This is a terrible fucking song. I mean, it's stupid, annoying vocal style. Maybe I just don't like Tiny Tim, but annoying vocal style. The music is not interesting, and beyond that, it's not even intelligent. I mean, it's not even witty. It's just stupid. Yeah.
No, I mean, realistically, this is supposed to be funny, right? In theory, this is supposed to be like a comedy gag, but it doesn't come off that way. And
Not at all.
there's like Casio keyboards basically are what the music is made of, and a little bit of ukulele, and it's just horrible. I mean, horrible.
Yeah. It's hard. It's awful. Spare yourself.
Do it. All right.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Killers.
Yeah, we don't even need to say much about that piece of garbage.
No, it's bad.
Okay.
It's fucking
so bad.
terrible. Yeah.
Okay. Number 7 is The Killers' Don't Shoot Me, Santa. Never mind the subject matter. A murderous boy pleading with Santa to not shoot him. This 2007 song would be harrowing enough for the jerky time changes and psychopath level spoken word sections. That's it.
Yeah. I wrote, okay, so this is a blues rocker about a vigilante Santa, then becomes a horrible cheese rock song.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, I kind of like the chorus, and I like.
Really?
It's not that. I mean, not lyrically, but kind of the like, "Don't shoot me, Santa Claus," like with the voice from the Killers. I like his voice.
Yeah, I like Brandon Flowers' voice too.
Absolutely hate it, but I mean, this is just a weird song and like weird lyrics. Like, I don't understand the thought process coming up with that. Like, even if there was some kind of murderous kid. Like, how is that the reaction of Santa Claus? Like, I'm going to bring a gun and shoot this kid, because he's been naughty. Like, I don't understand the train of thought there.
And the video is really fucking wild, dude, because like the Santa Claus in the video is just full on just deranged sociopath.
Yeah, it's like, who's the sociopath here?
It's Santa Claus, dude.
Santa.
Yeah, it's definitely Santa Claus. I mean, yeah, you would think that the kid is, but I mean, man,
He killed all his friends or something.
Yeah, but I'm giving the award to Santa. Like, Santa's a total psychopath in this. Yeah. It just, for me, more than anything, and I do like Brandon Flowers' voice, and I tend to like, especially early Killers. I really, really like early Killers because I thought that they had something really unique. This, to me, it's more of a generic Killer sound to me, and it just didn't really hit the mark for me.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So now, one that did hit the mark for me, number 6, Band-Aid and Do They Know It's Christmas? Esquire says, considering how Ethiopia has been a Christian nation for something like 1,500 years, and the majority of its population identified as such when this benefit song was written in 1984, I think it's safe to say they do, in fact, know. As much as it pains me to say anything critical of Phil Collins and Duran Duran, this track is an example of how nostalgia is dangerous. I kind of get what he's saying with that last sentence, but I have to admit, like, this is a huge guilty pleasure for me. I kind of love this song, and I didn't star anything, but in hindsight, like, I probably would star this song.
So this one has to be on the other list, right?
No, this one is not on the
other list. What the fuck? Well, now I know what they are then, and I don't like one of the choices. This one should have been on it instead of the other one. Yeah, I kind of like this song too.
That was classic.
I kind of like this song too. Although I get what they're saying in the first half of the paragraph. Like, it does come across a little, I don't know how to put it, like a little bit high horsey. Like, obviously they fucking know it's Christmas,
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, lyrically speaking, this is definitely I mean, it's like super white privilege, right? We were just talking about,
exactly.
we were talking about the whole wokeness with like She and Him and everything. Like, you could absolutely do this here because it's literally a song about how basically because they're in Africa, do they even know it's Christmas? Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're just bumbling idiots,
Yeah,
don't even know what time of year it is.
Yeah, we better save them. We better let them know that it's Christmas. Although there's so much stuff that I love here. Like, I love Phil Collins playing drums. Like, there's DJ Method all over this motherfucker, but it's like DJ Method with voices that as soon as you hear them, you're like, Oh, fucking Boy George. I love Boy George's voice.
Yeah.
Bono. And it's like fucking baby Bono too. It's when Bono had like serious pipes and serious range to his voice. And then you get Duran Duran mixed up in there. You get some, I don't know, is there some fucking flock of seagulls roaming around in there?
There must be at least one. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like a little bit cheesy with the 80s. The 80s synths comes on a little strong. But I mean, I like the crowd vocals at the end. This should not be on this shitty list.
Yeah, I agree. And if you want to call it a shitty Christmas song, I mean, I guess I'm okay with that, but that's why I would instantly just reply, yeah, it might be a shitty Christmas song, but it's definitely a guilty pleasure for me because it's one that I do enjoy. I do enjoy and I do dig.
Yep, agree.
All right, into the top 5.
Top 5. Number 5. Justin Bieber, Mistletoe. Jingle bells, a jaunty island vibe, and Bieber pledging to be under the mistletoe with his shorty. What could go wrong? Everything. And this is my guess for one that's on the other list.
That is incorrect.
Oh my god! Wow. Glad we didn't put any money on this.
I can't wait till we get to the end because I can't wait to tell you what the fucking 4th song is. I feel really confident that you're going to get at least 2 out of the 3 remaining, but I can't wait to tell you what the fucking 4th song is.
So I missed it, obviously.
Yes, you have skipped over. There are only 2 remaining.
Yeah, I know what those are, but
yes, you do. Like, it's fucking impossible not to know what the last 2 are at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so Justin Bieber.
This was on our list that we did last year
It
of
was
the 25 best of all time.
Yeah, and I don't know if I was overly critical about the whole like kind of Rasta Island vibe jingle to this. I mean
like the knockoff Jason Mraz thing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, and Justin Bieber is super talented. Like, I don't have an issue with his voice, but I do like this was during that phase of his career where, you know, women, like every woman was a shorty and oh shorty, let me get with you. And yeah, I can fucking do without.
Yes, yeah. Just the combination of that with Christmas, I want nothing to do with that. So
yeah.
I'm not a fan of this at all.
I do like Justin Bieber's voice. I think Bieber has he does have a really good voice. Like, he's a super talented person, but yeah, I'm out on this one. Don't want to do it.
Yep.
I mean,
that's literally what I wrote. I'm out on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. All right. Down to the final 4. Final 4, number 4. I think this is me. Number 4 is Pussycat Dolls covering Santa Baby. While it's hard to find much fault with the Eartha Kitt original, if there's one thing this already thirsty song needed to push it over the edge, it was about 5,000% less subtlety, a few stripper poles, and Carmen Electra gyrating in thigh-high stockings to really sell the spirit of the holiday season. Fuck. I mean, the Pussycat Dolls are not good in any capacity. And yeah, I mean, if you wanted an excuse to take a really like a really cute and clever song and yeah, put strippers to it, they did it.
This just has to be an excuse to make like a raunchy video, basically, because the song is not even really that much of a change from the original version.
It's not. It's just worse because I dislike their voices relative to Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, for sure. And the original version of this is great.
It's wonderful. Like, it's one of those timeless classics, right? That if you heard it at Target or if you heard it at Walmart, you would just kind of hum along. And when she got to it, you'd be like, Santa baby, I'm around the chimney tonight. Yeah, and you would dig it. You know, you'd snap your fingers a couple times.
About earlier when I said these are like Christmassy melodies, you know?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But this is not. This is like heartless and shitty. And it really is just an excuse to to strip women down into lingerie and have them dance around stripper poles
And
at
profit.
Christmas time. Yeah.
Yep.
Make plenty of money. Make plenty of money
Exactly.
for MTV or VH1 or whoever the fuck put together that piece of shit concert that they played this at.
Agreed. Yeah.
All right.
Enough said about that one.
Dude, top three.
Number 3,
Mhm.
we have the Jackson 5. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Surprisingly, Santa Baby isn't the only entry in the venerable old Horny for Santa canon. This is another that's been recorded many times over the years, but the idea of a 5-year-old Michael Jackson singing this one only heightens the weirdness level. There's nothing that says Christmas quite like the thought of a voyeuristic child watching his father get cuckolded by a man who snuck into your house tonight. Well, I never really thought about it that way.
I absolutely never thought about it that way either. I always thought about it as, oh yeah, dad dressed up as Santa Claus and now mom and dad are kissing after he plays the role of Santa Claus, because that's clearly the way that the song was intended, Esquire. Go fuck yourself. I dig this. Like, I like the Jackson 5, and it's insane how good Michael Jackson's voice is. He's a fucking
5
little
years
kid.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking little kid, and he's absolutely smashing this song. Now, his brothers and sisters, whenever they chime in for some of those just like random chorus spots throughout the song, honestly, kick that shit to the curb. Like, let Michael just run this whole show, because he was a stud. He was a stud at a super young
Other
age.
siblings, you guys suck.
Yeah.
You don't need to sing. Keep your mouth closed. Let your little brother do his thing. So this one was on the other list.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely on the other list. If I'm going to be critical about anything with here, like the synths in the middle with the congos, that part I'm out on. Yeah, like I'm out on that part, especially with the congos. Like, it just doesn't fucking fit. Like, it kind of harkens back to the island vibe thing from the Bieber song. And so, if I was going to edit this song, I would definitely edit that part out of it. But otherwise, I mean, come on. Like, I don't have weird cuckold connotations with this. Like, I interpret it for what it is. It's a dad and a mom, and I love Michael Jackson's voice. So, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I mean, it's just kind of like the same lyrics as the Duck the Halls one.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. Same.
I feel like he was interpreted that way intentionally just to be funny. He knows that's what they meant.
Yeah. And I mean, and obviously, it's easy to do that, especially when you're making kind of a comical list like this. But I'm also glad that he put that editorial note in there about how some of these appear on both lists.
Yeah.
Okay, so last two. Number 2, fuck me. Lady Gaga. And everybody that listens to the show knows I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan, but this song is entitled Christmas Tree. And Esquire says, hear me out. What if we jammed as many iconic Christmas melodies as possible into one bloodless slog of an undanceable dance track in which Lady Gaga alludes to her vagina as a delicious Christmas tree? ? I don't know how to say this other than that's real. That's in this song, and that's
exactly what this song is about.
This is the fucking most horrifically bad song. I didn't even think that this was possible for Lady Gaga to make a song like this bad. But
everyone makes that mistakes, I suppose, but this is a horrific, just a real catastrophic error that she made.
Unbelievably. The beat is remarkably undanceable.
It's not even good. Yeah. I mean, you'd expect it to at least be like a banger of an electro beat and just have shitty, stupid lyrics.
No.
But it's not. It's really, really, really not good. It's uninspired.
Yes.
It's cookie cutter.
Yeah. And
can't dance to it at all.
Mean, yeah, he calls it undanceable. And it's weird to think that a song that is so obviously supposed to be a dance track is it's really undanceable. You can't do it at all. And then when you listen to the lyrics of this thing, my delicious fucking Christmas tree.
My Christmas tree is delicious. And then they basically use fa la 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 to indicate fuck. It's like climb on top and let's fa la 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 la, you know,
Yeah,
or something like that.
it's atrocious. I mean,
Bad.
horrifically atrocious. I'm glad that it's on this list. I'm glad that it's at number 2. It should be number 1.
It should be
Quite
number one
frankly,
for
this
sure.
and it's not even close. I mean, this should be number 1, followed maybe by Duck the Halls, Tiny Tim, and then you can start and then throw fucking Pentatonix in there because that song is terrible and I don't want those mannequins in my life at all. But instead, he selected a different number 1. And JB, you take that away.
Number 1 on Esquire's The 20 Shittiest Christmas Songs Ever Recorded is Paul McCartney and the Wings, Wonderful Christmas Time. This is the Beatles of terrible Christmas songs. It's a love song between a middle-aged man and the new Casio keyboard he got in his stocking. A song whose awesome black hole of musicality is almost powerful enough to suck the life out of everything McCartney did before. Fuck you for saying that, Luke O'Neill. You goddamn idiot.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Crazy assertion to make.
Now, in defense of this song appearing on this list, I will say this, and we covered this album because this appeared on. It's not on Ram. Which one is it on?
It was on our Christmas show last year.
No, it was on the Christmas show last year, but it was also on. Wasn't it also on a Paul McCartney album that we did on the list?
No, not yet.
No?
We only did Ram, and that was like an early post-Beatles record.
Yeah, Ram was like the first one that he did with Linda McCartney, and it wasn't on here. So you're right. It was just on the list that we did last year. But I will say this about this song. If I hear the song once, I find it enjoyable. If I hear the song more than once, it becomes monotonous if you have to hear it over and over and over again. And unfortunately, this is one of those songs that is on heavy fucking rotation of just about every major retail store on the planet at this time of year.
Yeah, it is undoubtedly catchy. Like, it's a pretty ubiquitous melody. The main simply having a
wonderful Christmas time.
It does get old though, like you said. I mean, you can only it's like you can acknowledge that it's a really, really well written melody, but you hear it too much and you're gonna want to blow your brains out.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, listen, that's true of every Christmas song too, right? If you play it over and over and over again, all you'll want to do is just wind up murdering somebody. But this one in particular, because of like the synth line and the fact that that synth melody stays consistent throughout the entire song, like it never really changes.
With the cheesy delay, the dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
It almost sounds like Friday the 13th, like Freddy's coming for you.
Yes, exactly. You know? And because of that monotony to the song, that's where for me, if I only hear it once, I'll be like, wonderful Christmas time, right? And I'll sing it and I'll be happy about it. But by the time, like, if I hear that dun 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 another time, I'm just like, you motherfuckers. And it's funny because I went a couple of weeks ago, I was taking Victoria to Menchie's frozen yogurt down on Ingersoll after a basketball practice because she practiced hard and I wanted to give her some dessert and I was too lazy to scoop the ice cream myself. So I took her down to Menchie's, and when we walked into Menchie's, this was playing. And the girl working there was probably, I don't know, like 16, 17, 18 years old. And I looked at her and I said, out of curiosity, how many times have you gotten to hear Paul McCartney today? And as soon as I asked her that question, she looked at me with just like dead eyes and was like, far too many times. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I love Paul McCartney. I love the Beatles. I even like this song. But if I had to hear this song more than once during my 4, 6, 8-hour shift at the frozen yogurt shop, yeah, somebody might get hurt. Like it would probably wind up bad.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be surprised if you asked her that and she just like burst into tears. She had a full-on breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, she looked like she could have. She absolutely looked like she could have. But at any rate, now let's circle back to the original question. So, Paul McCartney, on the best of list. Jackson 5 on the best of list. Bruce Springsteen, Santa Claus is coming to town on the best of list. Do you want to take one more stab at what the fourth song is?
Yes, I will.
Go for it.
And is it the Christmas shoes?
No, it is not the Christmas shoes.
Thank you. What is it?
It's that fucking song by the Killers, dude. Don't Shoot Me, Santa.
What the
also
fuck?
appears on Esquire's list of the 65 best Christmas songs.
I was never going to guess. I would have guessed every song before that.
I fucking told you, dude. I told you that you would never guess all four of them. There's no way that anybody possibly could guess that. Like, if you just listen to these and I told you the number, right? If I even told you the number, there's 4 songs. There's no fucking way. There's no way that anybody would guess that unless you were a massive, massive fan of the Killers.
I'd love to hear the justification for that being on the best of list.
For another show, my friend. For another show. Yeah.
Indeed.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. These Christmas episodes they're fun, and this year we tried to do something a little bit different by picking a list of songs that were intentionally shitty. And by and large, Esquire did not disappoint, and I also loved those descriptions. Those descriptions were a lot of fun.
Yeah, they had some solid picks. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going to, so editorial note for those playing along at home, we're going to slip in at least one more episode off of the big list because that's going to be a good one. We're going to have a couple of guests, friend of the show, Linda Brundy's, as well as, almost borderline production, like studio host. I don't know what you would call Katie, but Katie Joe's going to be on the show as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun because the next episode, as we mentioned on the last regular one, it's for the ladies. Nothing but female artists on the next regular show.
Pretty exciting. And there's some good artists on there too.
Absolutely. We might we were kicking around the idea of potentially doing another bonus episode. We might do that. We might not do it. Who knows? With the holidays coming up, there's probably going to be some sporadicness, but definitely excited about having some guests on again, because it's been a long time since we've had a guest on the show. So it'll be fun.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
In person for it.
Absolutely. In person. So it'll probably be a little bit, it'll be a little bit delayed. I think we're targeting not this weekend, but next weekend, potentially to get that next one on the list done.
Yep.
And then maybe we do a bonus episode. Maybe we just wait until after the New Year's. But either way, we're literally coming up to the halfway point, which is fun. Yep.
The one after next one.
Yeah. So. One after next is going to get us to 250, and we'll be halfway through this shitty list. But as always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you guys had some fun listening to this one. Maybe not as fun. Maybe not as much fun as we had recording it, but
we had fun recording it. Not necessarily had fun listening to the songs. Some of them.
Definitely not most of them.
Definitely not most of them. Yeah. Hard no on that. But thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. We'll see you soon.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This list sucks. This list sucks. This list really sucks. Come next year, you need not fear. This list will still be here. Hey, this list sucks. This list sucks. This list really sucks. Come next year, one thing's clear is this list still will suck.
Merry Christmas and nacho cheese.